Hi and welcome back to episode 2 of our playthrough with Iskra Christo. So where we are is we're just coming up to the morning of day 4. And the first night we went out and did the ghost house. Second night we had to stay home because of raids. And third night we went to the ruined villa, which is the sneak version. So Christo will just be getting home from the ruined villa and we'll take it from there. Day 4 and back from the ruined villa. So as we can see, Christo is dragging because he's very hungry and he's very tired. This is just confirming everything we brought. So first things first, let's get the chat with the child out of the way, because otherwise she will report being neglected in the final summary of the game. So we have to do this every morning. They've finished their chat and we can get Christo to sleep. As we can see, he's not moving very well right now. That's because he's got 2 very statuses here. Now, as we know, Christo will go up 1 level in tiredness in half the time of a regular character. So he'll go from very tired to tired in 2.5 hours time, so by about 11 o'clock. Now, we may see the trader Franco today, because he can come on day 4, as early as day 4, but sometimes days 5 and 6. Now, if we do get a visitor, it's always by 11 a.m. If nobody comes by 11, then nobody's coming that day. So if we're going to see Franco, it's going to be by 11. But Franco will wait all day as well. So we can, if he comes early, then we can wait until he loses his very tired status. Meantime, we keep her playing so that she stays as happy as we can keep her. And nobody eats today, of course, because he's going to eat on days 5, 8, 11 to start with, which is always the second day of Very Hungry. So today he's on the first day of Very Hungry. Tomorrow will be second day. We'll have to feed him. And Can will be a full meal for him. And tomorrow, seeing as we fed her on day 3, then she's on, she won't be very hungry tomorrow. We can give her half a meal, which is a piece of raw meat. And then she'll lose her hungry status. So that's what we'll do. Now, he should have lost his tired status, and there were no visitors. So I think what I'm going to do is just run him out till he's going to lose his tired status entirely by, 1:30? So we just run it out, because there's really not much more to do today. He's got to upgrade this and dig through some piles, but that's about it. But I'll see you when he loses his tired status. So 1:30, bang on schedule. He's not tired anymore. So nothing more to do today except for to dig through these piles and pick up this. But first, actually, let's get the upgrade in, because we got one more upgrade to go on the workshop, so that we can target getting the reinforced door. So that's our security finish then. Now that the workshop's been upgraded, it gives us the reinforced door as an option to make, but we don't have all the resources. So it's one of these 2 gears, 3 stacks of this, and 1 stack of this. So we're not that far off. So I think we can potentially do this. Well, we'll see tonight. We'll see what locations we've got first. Meantime, let's just dig through these piles, and I'll see you tonight. And here we are again at night time. Now we've got a couple of new locations. The airport, that's a really nice location. There is a combat opportunity there, but we're not going to do that. You'd have to go to the back of there, and the soldiers are in the very back, but it leaves a large part of the airport. We can run around no problem. Small apartment building, elderly couple and their son. So that's a sneak one. But I think the best one to go to is the Shelled School. Now, when we dug through that pile in the house, we did find 1 more electrical part, so we don't need to be bringing home electrical parts, because we can't find a full stack of electrical parts here in the Shelled School. But now, without that restriction, we will get everything else we need there. But it's night 4. Now, I don't think we get raided on night 4, but I'm not entirely sure, so what we're going to do is just stay and see what happens. Night was calm. So every time I've done this scenario, it's always calm on night 4. So I'm expecting that night 4 we could in fact go out. But anyway, let's get our chat out of the way. So they finished their chat. Now day 5, Christo needs to eat for the first time, so we're going to give him a full meal here. And he didn't finish his can. So get him back. And she is going to eat a piece of raw meat. Because that's half a meal. She only needs half a meal. And that should get her to... This stops her going very hungry, which I suspect is an issue with their end of game happiness. Or the result you get at the end. And here is Franco, the trader. So let's get him into action. Now, we did find another bottle of pills down here, or a bottle of pills. So we've got a bunch of meds to trade and a load of sugar. So I think we're good. So the absolute essentials, firstly, we always take these, especially early game. We take the water, we'll take the gun parts. Oh, we can't. So this is where we use the sugar as a balancing item. We can trade away our meds because we're going to be picking up a lot more. So we want gun parts, all the wood. Now we always want to pick up these as well, and we also want the firewood because winter will come eventually. And we're going to take these so we don't have to make them. And we want these as well because these are really expensive to make late game, so we definitely want those. Now I'm suspecting a bottle of pills won't be enough. That's correct. We got a lot of sugar. And the only other thing we want is this so that we can start making cigarettes for trade next time. But that's going to be expensive. So I'm not sure. Oh, we have a deal. Okay. Balancing item. Roll up cigarettes. Oh, we're exact anyway. So one of these, 4 of these basically. It leaves us with no meds, but we can get more meds both at the airport and at the Shelled School, so it's not an issue. So there's nothing else we want. I think we're good. So we should be able to get that. Can we get the upgrade in now? I think we might be... Oh no, sorry, we did get the upgrade in already, didn't we? We just needed the reinforced door. Yeah, we're 1 gear short. We'll be able to get that at the Shelled School. So we're not far off. Now he didn't finish this pile. We only get 1 visitor per day, so we're not going to see anybody else. So there's really nothing else to do. He doesn't need to eat until day 8, which will be his next day, or the next time he's on the 2nd day of very hungry. And she will eat raw meat on day 7 again, because she's eating every 2 days, remember. That way she never gets to very hungry. Whereas we're going to let him get to very hungry. And then feed him on day 8 next. So nothing else to do today, just keep him digging here. And then I'll see you tonight. And here we are at night time. Now night 5 we are liable to get raided again. Now if Christo goes out and leaves the child alone, then he'll get back and she will either be very sad or depressed. So it's not something we want to do. So unfortunately he has to stay home. So let's do that. Started day 6 and indeed we were raided, but the 3 boards should have been good, so none of us were wounded and the attackers didn't steal anything, which is why we put the 3 boards in. So first things first, we have our daily chat so that she doesn't report being neglected. Finish their chat 8 o'clock, so we may as well get Christo to sleep. He's going to be up again at about 10:40. Now we may get a 3rd house member today. And after that, there's really nothing else to do because we are 1 gear short of being able to get the reinforced door in. And we don't want to build anything else right now, just in case, firstly, we just want to keep the resources so that we can pick and choose what we build. But secondly, we might get Marin. Now, if Marin is the house member, no, it's not Marin. 10:50 and Christo's up. Now, I'm pretty sure this is Zlata. So she's good for keeping up morale in the house. Yeah. Lisa studied the music academy, watch over. So she is good at keeping the morale up of other house members. So she can be useful in that respect. I think she's got a backpack of 12 as well now. She's slightly sick, but we don't have any meds, so let's put her to bed. And we'll pick up some meds tonight. But it means that we can always go out. We can go out at night time now. So really nothing else to do. Just leave it as it is. He's not tired. She could stay in bed all day, and I'll see you later tonight. And here we are, night 6. So we've got a choice now, because they both have backpacks of 12. So I'm going to take her out and leave him to guard, just in case we do get a raid. I'm going to go to the Sheld school, because I know we can definitely get a full stack of parts there, and that's what we're missing. So let's go. So nothing to take. There is a lockpick requirement. Actually, that's kind of optional. Yeah, we'll do that because I think it's parts behind the locked door. So let's do that. So the Sheld school, there's no resistance here, so there's no fighting. So you have these 3 piles here, and there's usually not a lot in them. 1 or 2 items maybe. And now you have the option to dig through these 2 piles here, but you never want to do that because you can get across the top here by only digging 1 pile, which is this one. Once through that pile, you've got a pile up here which you could ignore because you can get around the back. There's a pile up here we want to pick up. And there's nothing up here. What I'm going to do here is just leave everything. We'll pick this up on our next visit. Just going to keep these 2 items and the lockpick. Because when we come back, we have to come over the top anyway, so we'll pick these up then. I just want to make sure that we don't have to jump up here again. So we'll pick this up. Or as much as we can. So there's quite a bit to pick up here, but we can do that on our next visit. Because we have to come this way anyway. So I'm just going to make a pile here, so just go backpack and just drop something. And that makes a pile, and then we can dump everything in here. There's 2 floors here, this one and the one below. Let's just get rid of our lockpick first. Free up that inventory slot. All the meds are in here, so this is the valuable part. So I think we've got a full stack of these now. Or we should do soon. So that's the meds. We usually get quite a lot, as we can see, which is nice. This is one of those clues here with the magnifying glass that you want to read because it opens up a stash, as it says here, behind the fridge. And you won't see that stash opened up unless you read that. So yeah, we definitely got a full stack of parts now. So 220. So we've got time for one more run downstairs. It takes about 30-40 minutes to run home from here. Let's do that. There's one more pile in here as well. Two more beers. This is the pile that got opened up by reading this clue over here. .20, getting late. Let's get home. Just check this one here. Sometimes there's just the odd gear in here. Yeah. So 340. As mentioned, once a pile gets opened, it does stop the clock. So 350, we've got time to get home, no problem. We take our time choosing what we take. So the thing we absolutely need is, we don't need these right away, but we don't know when we'll be coming back here. And we know we needed parts, so let's take that. We're going to need the water when we cook. We don't want to take that because it's not a full stack. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just go components, see where that leaves us. Okay, let's go. Start of day 7, Zlata's back from the shelter school. Now, did we get lucky? Because sometimes they can lose their 6 status while they're out. So we've been raided, but we should have been okay. Thankfully, we were all armed. The crowbar acts as a weapon. None of us were wounded. But we're going to get the door in today, and she's still slightly sick. Okay, well, let's give her some meds. So these are the strong meds, the pills, which are more effective. So I think it's like 50-50 that this clears up sickness. But she's only slightly sick, but she shouldn't get worse now. So let's put her to bed. Meanwhile, he can get the reinforced door in, which sees us good until the crime wave. We'll do that in a minute. Meantime, he needs to talk to the child first. So we'll get this out of the way. They finished their chat, so he can now go get the door in. Now remember, we're feeding her every other day, starting day 3. So we're going to give her a piece of raw meat. So she's sad, but she should lose that once she's played. Another way to get rid of the sadness is just to get her to well-fed, which is another option. She'll be happy again once she's played either 1 or 2 of the PlayStations. Now, these kids are going to ask for a bottle of pills. And the way this works is if you have 1 bottle of pills, they ask for 1. If you have 2 or more, they ask for 2. But we do get a morale... Oh no, she needs to keep playing up there. But we do get a morale bump from giving the pills away. So I think we can afford to do this. So let's do it. We need 1 bottle of pills. As mentioned, if you had 2 or more, they'd ask for 2. Which unfortunately is a valuable trade item, but we can live with it. Now, she's no longer sad. She hasn't played on this station yet. Now, Christo needs to eat tomorrow. He's on his first day of Very Hungry. Tomorrow will be the second day of Very Hungry, so he has to eat. So we may as well get a cooker in. So we have to do this at some point. So now that our security is taken care of, we can start to think about other things. So I think a cooker and also a water dispenser, if we can get that in. So that's our cooker in. So now I think if we yeah, we've got plenty of water. So let's make 4 meals. We could teach the kid to cook, but at this stage I don't think it's worthwhile. It takes a little bit longer. I don't think it's essential. I don't think it contributes in any way, except for it gives another option for who can do the cooking. Alright, so that's his meal tomorrow, and it also gives it another option for the child as well. So as mentioned, she needs half the food of everybody else, so this is a full meal for him, but piece of raw meat is a full meal for her. So we can have that option just to keep her on raw meat. Now, what else do we want to do? We want a water collector. Because once we start making food later in the game, there will be a huge need for water, so let's do this. And we're getting very low on wood, but we've got some good locations to get lots of resources, so that's not a problem. Now remember, he's tired and she stays in bed. She doesn't get up when she loses her tired status because she's slightly sick, and if somebody's sick or wounded, they stay in bed all the time. So what we'll do is get her up and get him to bed. That way he loses his tired status, and get her to finish this. Now just looking at our things, we did pick up one of these filters here, so we can get some water on by the end of the day. So that's all we'll do. Nothing else to do today, just get some water going. I'll make a couple more filters first though. So we need to go here and make a couple of filters, then I'll see you tonight. So here we are on night 7. Everybody's content. She's still slightly sick, but on meds, so hopefully better tomorrow. But we do have quite a choice of where to go now. There's still a lot of materials here in the Shelled School, but ideally we would go back here once we have Saw Blade. This isn't really a great site. I think we'll leave it. Now there's a ton of stuff still here, and I think we're low on wood and low on components, so we could do with going back here, I think. Or here, yeah. No, we need to go back here once we've got a Saw Blade. So we've got a choice, Ruined Villa or Airport. So let's go to the airport because we haven't been there before, and I don't think it matters who goes, so we'll take him. So he can't, we do have the option of sleep with child, which only uses 1 bed, but somebody needs to guard. I'll leave it, yeah, let's leave him home and go with Zlata. So no preparation needed in the airport, and go. So airport, we've got some digging to do, so I'm just going to ignore these 2 piles for now and just jump down here. Now once you're down here, you can't jump up, so you have to dig your way out. There's a pile here. So you don't want to be doing this late in the game. Unless you don't mind being caught out, that is. As in caught outside the base. Digging finished. Now we're not going to be able to pick up everything down here, but we only want... We're going to use this pile up here as our consolidated pile. So we just have to pick and choose what we take up for now. So carrots, we don't need that immediately. So the only, I think the main thing we want to take home tonight is probably components and wood anyway, so we'll stick with that. Because we're kind of on the clock right now, because we want to get over to the other side of the airport, and that can take some time, depending on luck. So let's just dump everything off here. And see if we get lucky with the soldiers. Because there's a couple of piles where the soldiers are. And depending on their movements, we can get in and out and pick up the piles without any problems. But we have to see what their pathing is. But we want to come over here anyway, because this is the valuable pile here. It's got the meds in. So we come up here, door's always closed. One soldier downstairs, one soldier upstairs. We just have to see where they are. So we're good. If there's nobody here, just go in, you can pick up these piles. So it means that the soldier who's downstairs is in this part. And even if he comes out now, we can pick up these piles as long as we leave. He stays upstairs. So that was as good as it can be. Close the door. On my way. Yeah, sometimes the soldier's here and you've got to wait till he goes out. Yeah, here, there he is there. So there's the meds, bottle of pills and 2 soft meds. So unless we want combat with the soldiers, which is always an option, we don't need to come back this way now. But you do get a morale hit if you go into combat with the soldiers and kill them, so I don't think it's worthwhile. Now 240, we do have a little bit of time. I'm just going to head back and pick up some piles over here. Back in a sec. It's coming back now with a full load. So 4 o'clock, let's get home. Now, our pressing need was components and wood. So let's take the meds and components. So lots to come back for here. There's also a full stack of these. Let's take those just in case we need them, because we are going to need them at some point. So let's go there. I'm going to end the episode there. I'll be back with episode 3 shortly, where we'll cover days 8 through 10 or 11. We'll see how it goes. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.